All right, Fantasy Football 2013. Welcome to Fedaks Fantasy Freak Show, Halloween Special, Volume 2. This is, I'm your host, Commissioner Fedak, a.k.a. League Champion, a.k.a. the Comeback Kid, a.k.a. the Squire, and I'm going to show you around. We're in Swole City. Welcome. This is roommate Nick. Unfortunately, he's not a participant in the league, but he is he's also a foreman. He is participating in the festivities. And we also have Francesca Teakwood, Walter White over here. And I'm not sure where fourth roommate Chris is. Oh, he's over there.
What up?
I don't know what he's doing. He's over there.
I'm me, Allen Iverson tonight.
Oh, Allen Iverson.
Shit up.
Okay. All right. So everybody's in the house. All right. And we're going to talk about fantasy football. I'm going to try and be quick here because last time my video was about 17 minutes long. I know that was pretty long. But I thank my 14 viewers. Shout out to my 14 viewers. And we're gonna start this off. So, as per the standings, it's pretty clear that this is an extremely tight league. Extremely tight league. Even me sitting in 11th place is in contention. I'm only
Francesca's in 10th.
Only two games back from second place. That says a lot about the league this year. But first, we're gonna show a little bit of respect to first place team. Then we're gonna talk about the last place team because they deserve a little berating. So first place team, Treading, commissioned by Joseph Brand. All right, it's been a very solid year for Treading, to say the least. A team that has averaged 115 points a week. That's fairly impressive. Now, Treading does have a very solid running back core, and his wide receivers are also very good. Obviously, that's why he has a good team, but his quarterback has been his weakness. But fortunately, Treading was able to acquire Terrell Pryor on the waivers, so that is what I think has sustained his team. And also, he just recently acquired Colin Kaepernick in a trade, which, it's fantasy, so it could turn out. Could turn out for his benefit. It could turn out to his, detriment. We'll see how Marcus Colston plays.
Colston fucking sucks.
How Kaepernick plays for the rest of the season, but like I said, this is a very close year. It's a very exciting year for everybody, except for maybe. I'm not gonna count him out. But Rich's Milk Fetish is in last place, only has one win, and he doesn't really seem like he's managing his team, to be honest. I'm a Dolphins fan. His quarterback is Ryan Tannehill, but there were plenty of other options in the free agency pool that could have supplemented his team, could have given him a better position that he currently is in. So I'm going to say that he's just being a poor manager and not really paying attention. Shout out to you, Max. But the rest of us are obviously in contention. So, like I said, since this is much closer than I anticipated the standings to be, I'm just gonna go through the matchups of the week and just talk about them. So at the top, we have yours truly, and we have Thug Life 2. So Dolphinius returns, sitting at 3-5 against Thug Life 2 at 5-3. So, I'm not gonna say it's an easier one to predict. It's not. It's never easy to predict, but his quarterback has already played. His tight end has already played. They've underperformed. My running back, Giovanni Bernard, Savage, has overperformed. Hopefully he's okay. He left fourth quarter with a rib injury, but I think he'll be okay. And has overperformed. I'm currently leading 22.4 to 13.22. And you know, I have faith that I'm going to win this week to just, you know, draw our league even closer than it has. But it's unfortunate that Thug Life 2, the core of his team is on his bench. You know, he's got Peyton Manning sitting on the bench. He's got Reggie Bush sitting on the bench. Calvin Johnson sitting on the bench. Obviously, this would be a completely different matchup had his core 3 been playing. So, you know, unfortunate for Thug Life 2, fortunate for me, but that's how fantasy works. So, we're gonna advance on. You know, I'll probably come back to my team because I like to talk about my team. But we're gonna move on to an interesting matchup, which obviously has our first place holder treading against Rich's Milk Fetish. Do not appreciate the Rich's Milk Fetish, but you know, it's funny because it's the first place team against the last place team. The matchup is obviously in favor of the first place team by a huge margin. So I'm just going to stick with that and say he's going to win, especially because because Rich's Milk Fetish didn't even put in a running back, left Rashard Mendenhall, who's expected to not even play, in his starting lineup, and benched Lamar Miller of the Miami Dolphins, who put up reasonable numbers, but I still don't. I did not fail at the funnel, first of all. I funneled multiple times successfully.
He did.
And what are you even drinking, Chris? Exactly. So shut up. Okay. So like I was saying, treading, probably going to take this one pretty easily. But to move on, you know, we're going to talk about another interesting matchup, a 4-4 Free Hernandez, Michael Matina versus Francesca Teakwood. Patrick Heiser sitting at 3-5. He's got high hopes to upset the favorite, and you know, we're looking at an overwhelming. I'm gonna say an overwhelming matchup, just because the receiving core of Free Hernandez is very great. Des Bryant, Jordy Nelson, you know, Vincent Jackson. He's also got Marshawn Lynch, who I'm a huge fan of, but he can be inconsistent at times. Zach Stacy has been very inconsistent. Consistent. And Phillip Rivers has been an absolute savage. So I'm gonna go ahead and predict Free Hernandez to win, much to the dislike of Francesca Teakwood. But that's just
440.
that's just my prediction. Now we're gonna push onward to Crikey Mate versus Ratchet City, and we've got Crikey Mate here, who has sustained a major loss this past week, with Reggie Wayne heading to the injured reserve list after that. What was that? An ACL, MCL tear, something like that, something of that nature, some serious knee injury, right? So I think that's a huge hit to his team. He currently has Demaryius Thomas playing on bye week. I'm guessing he's going to change that. I'm guessing he's going to switch out Reggie Wayne and also switch out Matt Prater. So I'm not going to say anything at this point, but it's going to be, besides that, it's going to be a close matchup, especially with Cincinnati defense underperforming. AJ Green semi-underperforming because he didn't have a touchdown, but you know, we'll see how that one goes. And we're gonna push onward here. We've got the second to last matchup. We've got Can't Disagree Andy Lamb sitting at 4-4 against Jake's groovy team. Jake Doherty sitting at 5-3. You know, as you'll notice, most of these matchups are very close in terms of the season win-loss records, which just speaks volumes about
But it's gonna be a
how
blowout.
close the league is,
It's gonna be a
which is
blowout.
very exciting. We're gonna see how this is gonna turn out. It's interesting because we're at week 9 and you can't even, besides treading, nobody's really out of contention. Nobody's really out of contention. So we've got Can't Disagree with the advantage of this week, but it's a close matchup. I'm just going to go with Can't Disagree just because I have multiple players on his team on my other fantasy leagues, and I think that they're going to perform very well this week. I don't really have much faith in RG3 at this point, but that's just my personal opinion. Matt Ryan also. I'm watching. Matt Ryan also probably not even going to hit that projected value because Carolina's defense has been pretty nasty as of late. And Brandon Marshall, sitting in with a backup quarterback, I don't know how that's going to play out. So, I'm just going to go ahead and say that Can't Disagree has the advantage this week. Obviously, he has the advantage based on the projected values, but I'm going to go ahead and say that he's going to catch the win this week. He's going to bump up to a 5-4 this week. And for our last matchup, we've got an interesting matchup here. We've got Arjun, Rich is the Bitch, sitting at 4-4 against...
Oh, a local favorite.
Yes, a local favorite, some would say. A Blacksburg favorite against fedaks Demise, Vinny DeMarina, sitting at 5-3, who also just sustained a terrible loss in his running back core. So, excuse me, he just lost Doug Martin. So we're gonna see how that plays out. He's let's see. What's the matchup? He's sitting at the disadvantage currently. But I'm going to say with Cam Newton sitting at quarterback, anything can happen because Cam Newton has that potential to just go off. Same thing with Aaron Rodgers, though, But, interesting. Darren McFadden, Dansville Williams. I'm going to say that much to the surprise of these fantasy projections that fedaks Demise is going to come out on top just because, hey, Marvin Jones, 66 yards, that's not bad, but, coming off his 4-touchdown performance, I would have expected better. But at the same time, I think that fedaks Demise has a better chance of winning this match. So now I'm just gonna talk about, my predictions for the league for the rest of the season. And, fucking Rich's Milk Fetish sitting at the bottom. Unless you really start getting into fantasy football, which I don't see happening since you're sitting at 642 points for on the season, which is a whopping 300 points less than our leader Treading. I don't really see you going anywhere, to be honest. I imagine you'll sit at that last place position for the rest of the season, unless you make some drastic changes. Sitting in 11th place, I have myself, and with the recent surfacing of Giovanni Bernard, who's always been a great talent, with his recent performance, I really think that Cincinnati is going to utilize him in a more efficient fashion. So I think he'll be a greater impact as far as my fantasy points go. My team is suffering, though. My team's been suffering all year. I'm lucky to be sitting at 3-5 with Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski, who have been severely underperforming, to say the least. Especially Tom Brady, who's not even considered a top 10 quarterback at this point, despite the Patriots' record. So this week, I'm rolling with Jake Locker. We'll see how that goes. He's been very efficient when he's been playing. He missed 2 games, but still, he's been
Go Rams.
He's been extremely efficient. Hopefully, he slaughters the Rams because I've got a little side bet with my roommate here that the Dolphins will come out on top with a greater record than the Rams. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. But I like my it's hard to say I like my receiving core because I have no clear wide receiver one, which I wish I did. I'm shooting out trades left and right, but I like my receiving core matchups for the week. I think they're going to overperform, and I think that's going to lead me to victory and bring me one game closer to that 4th place slot. So, you know, as far as predictions for the rest of the season go, I can definitely see can't disagree in the playoffs. He's been, you know, very active on the waivers. I'll admit, I fucked up on the waivers. Francesca Teakwood agrees. I fucked up on my waiver settings. They should have been set up so that the last place team has the first waiver of every week. But I can't even explain how the waivers are currently set up.
Commercial break. Let's all just thank Richard Fedak, the greatest commissioner of all time, who can't even set up the league properly, so everyone has to redraft. Thank you. This has been a commercial break brought to you by Francesca Teakwood.
Okay, all right. So I did fuck up on the flex position. I know I didn't put in the wide receiver tight end. I just put in... Actually, I didn't even include the flex position, but it's fixed now. No worries about that. So I'm just trying to make the league better for next year and the future. So waivers in the future will be set up so that the last place person gets the first waiver priority, as it should be, so that it's fairer, because it makes no sense with the first place team getting the first waiver priority regardless of their previous transactions with waivered players. So, as I was saying, back to what I was saying, can't disagree. I can definitely see, you know, advancing to the playoffs. Treading, definitely, I can see in the playoffs. Free Hernandez has a very solid receiving core, and I think that is of utmost importance this year, along with, you know, he's also got Marshawn Lynch, so I'll also predict him to be there. As for that 4th team, it's really going to be a shootout, you know. Like I was saying, the league is extremely close. You know, even me sitting at last place is only 2 games back from playoff contention with 7 weeks to go in the regular season. So, I mean, technically, you could say even Max, Rich's milk fetish is in contention, but I don't think that's going to be the case for Max because he's not really paying attention. But, you know, best of luck to everybody for the rest of the season. I personally believe that I'll be in that 4th place position because with this recent this recent season-long suspension of Justin Blackmon for treading, that's very unfortunate for you, treading, but very fortunate for me because I'm a Cecile Shorts owner. I think that he's going to propel me into the top 4, you know, in the coming weeks. So you got to watch out. Plus, you have a very injury-prone DeMarco Murray. So we'll see what plays out, treading. You know, at this point, you're clearly the favorite, but we've got a few weeks to go. Like I said, about 7 weeks to go, and we'll see how it plays out. But, you know, good luck to everybody. Enjoy your Halloween. Hope you get as drunk as I am going to get. As drunk as my roommates will be getting. And, oh, wait a second. I think we have a few select words from Francesca Teakwood.
First off, Doc, you suck. And the Eagles suck. Second, Arjun, have a rail for me. Third, Ratchet, you're pretty cool. I met you. You're a cool dude. Fourth, Treading, thank you for the mutually beneficial trade. I hope Kaepernick leads you to a championship, but it won't happen because Ryan Matthews and Harry Douglas are going to make up for it. Thank you to our great commissioner, not only for his comments and his shitty league and shitty waivers, but this league could not have happened without him. Great happy Halloween, everyone.
All right, everybody. Like I said, oh, holy shit. This video went way over the last one. This is at 1913. All right,
let's do it!
All right, I'm sorry, but hopefully I can get more than 14 views on my last video. You know, subscribe to my channel. Actually, I don't have a channel, but just watch the video, share it with your friends. share it on social media, and good luck.